What's up? We're Monster Kid Media. Tonight we are going to talk about one of my favorite films in the past 20 years, maybe of all time, the 2014 David Robert Mitchell film, It Follows. Uh, the very first time I heard about this movie, it sounded like the absolute dumbest plot I had ever heard of. And I don't think I was in a hurry to see it uh, because it sounded so stupid. A sexually transmitted demon? Like that just sounds
It's,
so stupid.
that sounds like a USA Up All Night B
Yeah,
horror movie.
It's
it sounds
definitely sound like a trauma film.
it sounds terrible. Um, I can't remember the first time I saw it, but I'm telling you from the atmosphere from the jump from the first time I saw this film, it definitely captivated me and I wanted to go back and rewatch it a second time, which just snowballed into it being one of my favorite films. What are your guys' initial opinion of this movie?
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. So do you want me to start off by the first time I saw it?
Yeah, if you remember the first time you saw it.
Well, I don't remember exactly the first time I saw it, but the thing that really sticks out to me was that you recommended it. You're
Okay.
like, dude, you've got to watch this movie. I said, okay. And so it starts off, and there's this girl running around in her high heels. I'm like, what is this shit? Because like, and that part still kind of takes me out of it. I'll be honest. Like even if when I watched it again, it's just weird that she's running around in high heels. I can't
Well,
get
we'll
over it.
we'll get there.
Okay,
I
well,
got the scene by scenes here.
all right.
So
I
your
know you got
initial
your you got your notes. Naylor's got 9 pages of notes, Stevie.
I heard
Nine
eight and a
pages.
half, but he went up, I guess.
nine pages.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, it's one of his favorite movies.
Yeah. Sometimes I just feel like, oh God, can this just be over? But I'm in it today. So Mike's
So,
first initial impression, you thought it was dumb.
well, no, the first that first scene, but then I watched it, and you're right. The mood of the movie kept me in it,
Hmm.
and then it just sucked me in more. And then there's a lot of things to the movie that we'll talk about that really just keeps you questioning it over and over and over again. And that correlates to being able to watch it many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stevie, uh, well, so when I brought this up, I could tell like Stevie was like, meh.
No, I mean,
Do they kill any babies in it?
right? No, I mean, when I first watched the movie, I didn't really know anything about it, like you were saying. So it was entertaining to me. I thought it was fun. And then you saw it, Matt, and you brought it up and you went through your stint of just like this movie's awesome and doing all this research and stuff on it. So I gave it another shot because I think the first time I watched it, it was like one of those that were just playing and I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention.
Hmm.
So I rewatched it after you were saying that, and I noticed like this is not just like a movie, it's something you have to watch over and over again. Like The Shining almost.
Hmm.
And I appreciated it more. Now I see the more I watch it, the more I appreciate it, the more I catch myself, you know, paying more attention, I guess, to everything.
So I don't want to say I don't want to insult anyone who watches this movie who doesn't like it. People may not like it, but you can't
Yeah.
watch it like a slasher film where you don't really have to
No.
think. You really need to pay attention to the movie to be able to appreciate it.
Yeah.
It sounds dumb. A sexually transmitted demon that just goes like down the line killing. And if you watch it like that, you're not going to get anything out of it. If you watch it and pay attention, you'll get a lot more out of it.
I can truthfully say the first time I watched it, I knew nothing about the sexually transmitted demon. I knew absolutely nothing about the movie at all the first time
Yeah,
I
I'm like
watched
you.
it.
Yeah, I
And
didn't know either.
and then after I watched it the first time, and then I heard the sexually transmitted demon, that's when I was like, what? I gotta rewatch this. But it made it, like I said, you definitely made this movie better for me.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Eh.
All right, well let's get into the movie.
All right.
I want to start off. I'm gonna go scene by scene. I know this is gonna be grueling, but there's a lot. There's a lot I want to unpack. I'm gonna start off by
It's not grueling.
just the opening credits. Not even like the not even the opening scene, but where they're saying who the movie's produced by or whatever. I noticed there's a like a white noise, very faint in the background.
They don't have it, do they?
Yeah. No, it's like it's who put the movie out, the distributors of the movie or whatever.
Oh, okay. I
You're
was
talking
thinking,
like before it even starts.
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Um it and this is credit to the disaster piece who put the soundtrack out or the score. He did an amazing job. I'll get back to that in a minute. But when they're doing that, there's like this white noise. It sounds like it's far away and it keeps getting closer and closer and closer. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah.
And then the screen just goes black and then goes into the movie,
Yeah.
which I
Um,
thought was a cool, like, I didn't notice that before I sat down and started taking notes. Like, they did that on purpose. Something is getting closer and closer.
yeah.
That's
So
before the
I
movie even starts.
I bought it on Blu-ray
Hmm.
and I played it through my surround sound system and everything, turned off all the lights. And that is, if you haven't watched it like that, you need to watch it like that, because it definitely even enhances the movie even more. That following part, it travels. You feel it traveling behind you, around you, and everything.
So I'm really
So
glad you
that's a
picked that up.
legit thing.
It's legit. They
Yeah.
did that on purpose. Everything in this movie seems intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just watching the movie for the first time, you're just like, whatever, white noise. But you can hear it move and get closer.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. So then it cuts to Mike's favorite scene where it shows this suburban neighborhood and this big house and this girl runs out of the house in her high heels in her night clothes, runs out to the street. You hear the door close. Then you hear the door open and close again. So you hear it happen twice. So you know that she's not fucking crazy. Something opened the door and closed it. And then you hear it open and close a third time, and you hear her dad talk. Now, this girl's name is Annie, and she's played by an actress named Bailey Spry. I'm sure that um, David Robert Mitchell drew a lot of Halloween inspiration. I would put money on it that Annie
It is.
is named after Annie. So she
Yeah.
runs out to the middle of the road. The neighbor's like, "Are you good?" Yeah, yeah, I'm good. She runs back around, runs back in the house, grabs the car keys. Her dad's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this chick? They're all crazy. What? What?" So then she jumps in the car and drives off. And the dad's just like, "I don't know what's going on."
Yeah.
Um,
One of the few scenes that has a parent in it, by the way.
a parent that seems to care.
Seems to care.
So then you see Annie with her back to the lake, which was intentional because she knows that it's not going to go into the water. And she's got like her headlights pointing at her, which I don't know if it was the best idea. Calls her dad on his cell phone. This is really the only time you see a cell phone in the movie. Um, which is another thing I really love about the movie. It seems timeless. You know, I can't pinpoint what time of year this is, when it is in history, and that was also done intentionally so it feels more dreamlike, I think.
Yeah. Well, it basically touches on every single decade.
It kind
I
of
mean,
does, yeah.
you have stuff from the 50s. Everything on TV is like from the 50s.
Yeah.
Uh, the movie they go see, I looked it up, is from the 60s, I think. Um,
1963 or 4.
yeah. Um, and then like the decor in the houses is like 70s,
Hmm.
like 80s, with the cars and the phones, and they're all dressed up kind of like the 90s,
Yeah.
I'd say, like, but you're right. But then it has those elements of like a cell phone and the shell thing, and
So I love that there's no cell phones in the movie. Annie's really the only one that has a cell phone. Calls her dad. I'm sorry it can be such a shit sometimes. I just want to let you know I love you. And then it cuts to she got her leg broke. She's dead. I don't know if
that's
you
a
felt
jarring scene.
it is.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
because
don't think it's just a broken leg. She's done folded up.
Yeah.
yeah, like people aren't
And
used to
before
seeing.
and
Mhm.
before you can even realize what you're looking at, it's gone. And
Mhm.
you're like, and that just makes you want to watch the movie again just for that.
Mhm.
Because you're just like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
So I met the guy who made the leg, and he's done 100 different movies. Robert Kurtzman. He's done huge movies. He's worked with Greg Nicotero, K&B. He's known in the horror community, but the only thing I think he did for It Follows was the leg. And I'll see him from time to time at like horror events and stuff, and I always ask him. He's like, "Do you know that I've done 100 other movies? Like I just made a leg for that movie."
Don't you
Uh,
know I do Walking Dead?
yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I only care about the leg. I guess he actually sold the leg to someone, so
Oh man.
a private collector owns the leg. But that's
Hey,
okay.
that Sean guy.
No, it's not. It's I forget what the guy's name is. Maybe one day I'll be able to acquire it. So so Annie's dead. That's one of the only deaths in the movie. There's not a lot of death in
I,
this
th-
movie.
I think two people, right?
Yeah. I figure at the end we'll pay our respects to the dead. um so then it cuts from there it goes to the uh straight to the neighborhood. This is Jay and Kelly's house that they're at. And it kind of does a panning view and you see Paul knocking on the front door and it kind of just ignores that and scrolls right back to the backyard where Jay is swimming in the pool.
I absolutely love that shot in the movie. That whole scene, like even with like the squirrel and the bird and everything, it was beautiful. They did a
There's
really
a
good
lot of there's a lot of great cinematography in this movie. A lot of really intentional shots that are gorgeous.
Um, the thing that really pulls me in about this is our neighborhood that we grew up in. Mike and I's old neighborhood.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
Not literally.
no, but like figuratively, it uh it couldn't be any closer. Like people are knocking on the
No.
doors to come and hang out. You got the swimming pool. Um, heck, there's just so
Yeah.
much even in the first scene. So this is the introduction to Jay and Paul, which are the two main characters kind of throughout the film. There's Paul off in the background, and the camera is going to focus to Jay. Side note, another possible Halloween connection. You have Jamie, and her sister's name is Kelly.
I was gonna bring that up to you. I was gonna be like, Matt, I hate to bust your bubble, but I read that the director
Yeah.
purposely named Jay because of Jamie Lee Curtis as an homage to her and her sister.
And her sister, Kelly Curtis.
Yeah.
So Jay is Jamie. I like this Jamie better than Jamie Lee Curtis. Uh, it's a cool nod though. I mean, there's a lot of nods to Halloween throughout this.
Yeah.
Uh, so it shows her in the pool, uh, And then Kelly's introduced. She comes out and says, "Hey, Paul's coming over, or Paul just got here. We're all gonna watch a movie." She's like, "No, I'm good. I got a date." She's like, starts kind of asking her about it, and then goes back in the house. And then there's peeper kids.
Yeah.
So like if there's a pool in the neighborhood, kids are gonna be peeping at the girls in the pool. So there's like two kids like hiding in a bush, and Jay's like, I can see you. So from there, uh she goes inside, right?
Yeah. Well, so I mean, I'm going to touch on the kids real quick. I think one thing I really like about this movie is that a lot of times these movies that have these kids in it, they do all the tropes, right? They all try to make them your stereotypical teenagers, right?
Hmm.
That it's all about drugs and partying and all that stuff. And these are more kids that I can relate to. Like they're just normal kids, just hang like at that age, that's what we were doing. Like we would just sit around and hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not the over the top that you always get with these teenager films. Um,
Yeah, like I mean, sex is in the film, obviously, but
yeah,
you're right. A lot of these horror films, it's just like, oh yeah, these guys are going out to smoke weed or whatever. That's not what it was. What it was we would go to somebody's house and eat snacks on their couch and watch movies or play video games.
Yeah.
yeah, and then go outside and just hang out.
That's exactly what we did.
Yeah,
So Jay goes inside, and Kelly is played by a girl named Lily Seppi, I think is how you say her name. Uh, who I don't think is acting anymore. I think she really killed this role. I think she did an awesome job. Her acting is very natural. Um,
yeah,
Paul is played by Keir Gilchrist, who is a very good actor, but I don't see it that much in this film. I feel like I don't know if he's uncomfortable in this film, or maybe he's acting to where he's uncomfortable.
I think he's supposed to be that way. I think that's supposed
yeah.
to be his
He's very
character.
awkward.
He
He's
is.
very awkward.
And I don't want to jump ahead, but like even when he's like, I guess it's primarily when he's talking to Jay. I guess so. I guess it is intentional. But those
Yeah,
are two very good actors, and then the other girl Yara is played by Olivia Lucardi, who's gone off to do a lot bigger things. And I know um, a couple of them at least, Keir and Micah Monroe have signed on to do They Follow, which I don't know. I'm excited about, but it's not going to top It Follows. I don't think. So anyway, it kind of shows. This scene shows does not show the mother intentionally. I think that's a very interesting choice. Uh, it's almost telling you like we're the kid's point of view. You can't see the mother's face because she's an adult. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's what they were getting at, but
It's like a real Charlie Brown,
yeah,
the
we're just want,
Peanuts.
want, want, want.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
They don't really
mom,
show adults at all. It's like
uh, I mean, sometimes when it,
sometimes,
yeah, when they're the it,
well, right, but that's about it. I
it's
mean,
kind of
there's
the
the T,
point.
huh?
It's kind of the point. Like you want to.
Right,
I think this whole movie is about loss of innocence and growing up
sure.
and being unsure of what you're growing up into, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and it's that age, right? So that age, we weren't hanging out with our parents. Our
No,
parents weren't in our lives.
when
Like
they
so,
we never saw them.
Yeah.
no, we didn't. And so, and I read a bunch of things. People have theories about it, blah blah blah, and they're like, "Oh, no parents." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's how it was. Like, your parents weren't hanging out with you. Like, that just
Maybe it's different today, But
Yeah.
back when we were kids, I don't know where these people were. But it also does show, I'm not sure if it shows in this scene, but Mrs. Height, Jane Kelly's mom, definitely she be throwing him back. She's got drinking issue, substance abuse issue.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much implied that the dad like killed himself, right?
Uh yeah, I
They never
assume
say
so.
it. But
That's what
yeah.
I've always kind of gathered. Well, anyway, so Jay goes inside. There's this one little scene, and I don't even I'm breaking this down way too much, but I think this is really endearing that like Jay kind of shakes her head onto Kelly. Like that's something that I don't know if that was scripted, but it shows like we would do that to something like that to each other when we were kids.
Yeah.
Well, we would do it now, but
Yeah.
it shows a very natural relationship between those two, between all of them. Um, Yara tells a joke.
Oh yeah, I like her joke.
She got an idea and she farts and says it
Yeah.
got away or whatever.
That was a good one.
While she's on her shell phone,
I
the
love the
fake shell
shell. Yeah.
phone.
So this is the introduction to this Shell clam reader. The
That and
clam.
Twizzlers, right? Does she have licorice in that scene? Because it
Yeah.
seems like she's always chewing on Twizzlers.
Yeah. I want one of those clamshell readers. That thing is awesome. I mean, we have cell phones, not as cool as a clamshell reader.
No.
It's a very weird thing. You have this 1980s TV, but you have this clamshell, whatever.
The movie's
Yeah.
about an STD.
Yeah.
They're gonna throw in clams as much as they can throughout, like
Oh,
little visuals.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. I love the mind scramble that it is though. Like there's this technology over here, but there's corded phones on the wall, whatever.
right. But that's also that's psychologically confusing you as well, right?
Yes.
So you got that going on, and then you got the actual movie that's going on, and you're like, what is happening?
Exactly.
I couldn't get
Mhm.
around any of it because all I could do is think about why do they need two TVs?
You just
Well,
you
that's what
stack one
people
on
do.
top. Yeah,
The
Was
one broke. You listen. You can't move those things,
That's
so you
true.
just put one on top of it. You just make
That's
it a
true.
piece of furniture at that point.
yeah.
That's true.
That
Because
becomes a table. You remember
I
back
remember
in
they
the
used
day?
to have those TVs that had record players built in and top stuff. But I'm just there watching. I'm like, you have this tiny little box
Hmm.
Yep.
on top of this really big one, and,
That's
Yeah.
what we used to do. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how it was. Um, the important thing about this scene, and Stevie and I talked on the phone a little bit today, and then we were like, we have to talk about this on the podcast. We can't actually uh, get into this, but the movie that they're watching, it's a movie from I think 1954 called The Space Killers. Um, you have to pay attention to every little detail.
Mhm.
What they're saying in the movie relates to the movie that you're watching. So the line in the movie that they're watching uh, is you can't tap enough electricity wherever you get it from to control a strong enough charge. That's the end of the movie.
yeah.
I mean, that's fucking brilliant that he
Mhm.
put that in there. Was he, you know what I mean? Like, was he like, oh, space killers, there's this line I want to use.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Like to think like that.
He was probably a nerd like us, and that's probably one of his favorite movies. And he
Maybe I
knew
don't
that
know.
Good.
line.
I mean, you could Google it. You could be like, what movies have talk about talk about
Not having enough
currents?
electric charge.
Yeah.
Um,
What movies
so
have clamshell readers?
back to the clamshell reader, Yara is reading The Idiot. And she quotes the idiot throughout the movie, and she uses lines that coincide with the movie. Um, but jokingly, she says that the book The Idiot is about Paul. Jay goes to get ready for her date. Paul's like, "Bye, Jay," and the other two girls just kind of like shake their head, like, "You're hopeless." You-
Yeah.
I love I love the character development in this, just in this scene alone. I mean, we're only 15 minutes into the movie, and we're probably 40 minutes into the podcast. So I'll try to speed it up a little bit, but
Right.
this is a very good establishing um, shot and connection with this group of friends, and it's very familiar for at least for me. Mike probably hated us when we heard
What?
it. Um,
I
Not
do
at
like
all.
I don't know if this will affect like later on in the story or not, but I do like how they portray the areas in this movie. You know, how they talk about the city and the suburbs and stuff. Like you see like which ones are the rich kids and which ones are the on edge kids, you know, it's like they're
Yeah.
separated,
mhm.
you know,
Oh
to
yeah, there's
really
I well, we'll have to talk about this, but when Mike and I went to the filming locations, there is a definite line where one side of the street is
Literal. There's a literal line.
yeah,
Like,
it's wild.
Mm.
Just
yeah, I've never seen anything like it.
yeah, and we
They
talked
back
about it a lot.
they back up to each other.
Hmm.
You go one street, it's gorgeous. The next street, they're not even run down. They're just like destroy. Like it looks like a war came through.
Wow.
It's wild.
Wow.
So so then we cut to the scene. Jay's getting ready for her date. Um, I've noticed in this movie that the colors pink and red kind of signify that something bad is coming.
Yeah.
Uh, and pink and red for a girl to wear is it can well red tends to be more of like a sexualized color, red lipstick, like red dress type of thing. Uh, Pink is more of uh, a a younger girl, so it kind of shows like the transition from again being younger to growing into an adult, maybe some sort of loss of innocence. But Jay's there getting ready. She's looking at the mirror. She's wearing pink, but she puts red lipstick on, so it kind of shows that she's going into a transition. Everybody knows this, I think, so I don't think we're putting anything out there new. You have to pay attention to the background. The two pictures on her mirror show one shows Jay in the pool, and then the other shows Jay as a little kid with her dad, who you will see later is one of the entities.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which there's no way. I don't think there's any way I noticed that the first time I watched it.
I'm pretty sure I noticed.
I didn't.
I didn't notice. I was
You,
like, who is this guy?
you just thought it was some
Like,
random dude.
yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Well,
Like,
I knew the picture was her and her dad, but I didn't put that together with who that was in that
yeah,
scene. Like it was
yeah,
so long into the movie, so far beyond, and such a quick
yep.
flash that it was too quick.
So, she's getting ready. Then it kind of cuts to her and Hugh in line at the movie theater, and they start talking about uh, playing the trade game, which is this game where you pick who you want to trade places with, and the other person has two guesses to guess. So Hugh ends up picking the young kid again because he's innocent. Uh, I think he even says something about a clean slate because he knows that he's infected and he would love to start over.
Yeah.
Um, they sit down in this theater. That theater is awesome.
Well, he can also poop his pants, he said.
He's probably shitting his pants right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the kid's like what, 8 or 9?
Yeah.
Yes, the theater is
Yeah. What about that theater,
Dude,
Stevie?
the Evil Dead premiered there.
1981.
Sorry, that's like the biggest tidbit I have for this movie. I had to do that. I was sitting
that's
here
awesome.
biting my nails, like, can I talk about the Evil Dead?
Man, we talked to one of the coolest dudes at that theater. It was closed and he let us go in and he told us all about the theater. It was awesome.
Mhm.
It's a cool looking theater.
Well,
Oh, dude, it's
there was a movie being played, but
was it?
yeah, because I went upstairs and I was like looking down over the balcony of the theater that they were in. Man, they have an organ player there. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a legit organ, like, and you look up, and I can't remember if you look up, it was it clouds or was it stars?
I don't remember. There was some sort of mosaic painted up at the
Yeah.
top. Awesome.
Wow. That's
Dude, it was as beautiful as it looked on screen. It was even more amazing in person.
It's like
that's
stepping
awesome.
into the movie. It's very cool.
It was
Uh,
very cool.
and it's in kind of a shitty area.
Yes.
But anyway,
Oh,
so now it's Jay's turn to play the trade game, and Hugh picks a girl in a yellow dress, and Jay's like, I don't see it. What are you talking about? And he gets real uncomfortable. He's like, I gotta go. We gotta go. I feel sick. And she's like, what? Is it somebody you know? Blah blah blah. And they get out. They don't even finish the movie. They're walking out. Um, as they're walking out away from the movie theater, you see the marquee, and it shows what movie they were playing, which was Mike. Did you research? You researched the movie?
So it's called charade.
Yes. Tell
So
us
I
about
researched it a
charade.
little bit. Well,
Tell us.
so apparently it is the movie that Hitchcock would have made if he made it. Like, or it's very Hitchcockian.
Mhm.
I've never seen it. Like, I'm not saying Hitchcock made it, but they're saying it's a very Hitchcock like movie. It's a very cat and mouse type of movie, which is what we deal with and It Follows. You have the cat and mouse, right? You have the game. Um, but yeah, it was very popular. Go
So
ahead.
I've
uh,
never heard of it.
it was Audrey Hepburn
Yep,
from,
Audrey Hepburn.
from 1963, a romantic thriller. Uh, Cary Grant's in it also. So I'm gonna read the description of this movie because I think it's pertinent here. Charade 1963 is a romantic thriller centered on Reggie Lambert, Audrey Hepburn, a woman in Paris a woman who in Paris pursued by three criminals seeking $250,000 in gold stolen by her murdered husband. She is aided by a mysterious, charming stranger named Peter Joshua, who was Cary Grant, who constantly changes his identity, leaving Reggie to figure out who she can and cannot trust while navigating the suspense and romance. I mean, that's intentional.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah.
Uh, so now I got to go back and watch that movie. But the cover
yeah.
does look very Hitchcockian. And Cary Grant, Audrey Hepburn. I'm sure it's probably a good movie. So they
It was really popular.
say it again.
It was really popular, apparently.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I
Mhm.
wasn't alive then, so I wasn't alive when Halloween came out either, so I don't really have an excuse. But
You
so
might not have been alive when It Follows takes place.
so they get out of there quick. He takes her to a diner, and this is where you really realize, or you really notice the how they shot everything wide angle, which makes it makes the movie awesome because you have to pay attention to the backgrounds. And you can see somebody walking outside like towards the window, and it maybe it is it, maybe it's not it, you don't really know, but it kind of I don't know. It keeps everything going if you're paying
Mhm.
attention. If you're not paying attention, whatever they're talking about is like kind of muffled. He did that so you would pay attention to everything else. But if you're not paying attention, you might just be like, this is just trying to be artsy for whatever reason. I'm
Right.
not really into it. Uh, but I, on the other hand, was very much into it. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And it almost cuts Hugh out of the picture and it kind of focuses on Jay, at least Jay's profile, and then whatever's behind Jay. And then that scene cuts. It's a very quick scene. We went there to eat. We went to that diner to eat. Nobody followed us there.
I was watching you walking slowly towards you.
No.
So you
We try to
saw
get we try to go to all the you I'll put the link in the description. We went to all the filming locations we could.
him.
Uh Whew. From here,
It's not
we
so
might
easy, is it?
we might
Having
have to
all the
do
notes.
we might have to do this in two parts. I'm only on page three, I think. So from here we're cut to Jay and Kelly walking in the neighborhood. Kelly's asking Jay how her date went. Um, and they walk around the corner and you're introduced to Greg, who was like this older guy, but kind of in the friends group. He's washing half his car.
Washing half the car.
I don't understand it. Mike pointed this out. Go ahead, point it out again, Mike.
No, show the picture. I feel like we already did. Didn't we? Didn't you already kind of do an It Follows? Like you did a little short, but
Well, we did like the filming locations.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you were like, why is he only washing half his car? Which
It's
he is.
nice.
He's only got like water and soap on half his car. It's very weird, but he waves,
That's
and
all.
that's kind of like
That's
his.
all the budget called for. So
We got to cut back on this water usage, guys.
this
Half
this
the hood is
homeowner is getting mad at us, telling him we're running off the water bill.
um. So then you go. It kind of jumps back to another date. Well, Jay and or Kelly asked Jay if she'd slept with him yet. She said no. I think I think we're going to blah 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 whatever. Then it just jumps back into another date.
Yep.
Um, Basically they're in an abandoned building parking lot and they beat cheeks in the parking lot and then she's just kind of like laying in the back seat.
Mhm. Which, by the way, that scene, like even when they're in the back seat and it's panning in on the car, like is a really pretty shot. I mean, that's the main cover, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that like the main cover of the movie where it shows everything around but there's something happening inside the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very I mean it is beautifully shot. If you look again, I want to say Jay is wearing pink. Everything around her is either dark or kind of bland or
Mhm.
browns, that car is brown. Um, and a guy actually bought that car.
Yeah.
Another fan bought the car, which is it's cool. Same guy
It
bought the
looked brand
swimming
new.
pool. Yeah, for as old as that car was, they made it look new. I don't know if it looks like that in real life, but
Yeah.
one of my favorite scenes, so this is after they get done. She's like laying there and she's got her hand out and she's kind of like playing with this weed with flowers or whatever.
It's
And it's
it's
when
baby's breath.
is it baby's breath?
Yep.
So that may be intentional.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely intentional. Yeah, for sure.
So like she's full of like playfulness
Yep.
and life when she's playing with it. And she's what does she say? Uh she talks about when she was younger, she always wanted to be older, and now she's kind of lost and she said, "Where the hell do we go now?"
Yep.
Which is a feeling that I think everybody has. When
Yeah.
they're a teenager, it's so weird. Like adults are pushing college or or a trade and you just want to hang out with your friends
Mhm.
It's such a weird time, such a weird transition.
She's like, we just want to get in the car and drive.
Yeah, we had no idea where.
Yeah.
And then you have Hugh, who is the antagonist, comes and destroys this like I don't know, this beautiful idea of being a kid and dreaming about being an adult, and he just kind of destroys it. And then you see her playful hand kind of fall limp next to the baby's breath.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was like very artistic.
Oh yeah,
Just that
for
even
sure.
just the hand itself. Um it then it jumps into he's got her tied up in a wheelchair and in this parking garage or whatever it is.
Yeah. So I have some thoughts on Hugh.
Okay, let's hear it.
Uh-oh.
Now I don't know if this is just a plot hole, but I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
All right.
He, Hugh is explaining to them how he got it, and they're asking him who he got it from. He said, "Oh, one night stand."
Mhm.
Where I'm not understanding is where did Hugh figure this out? Because he sure acted like he knew exactly everything.
Yeah.
But for him not to even know that lady's name, that's weird.
It is weird because
So
if that happened and you had no explanation, you would just let somebody walk up on you and be like, "Yo, what's the problem? What's going on here?"
yeah, so he had to find out somehow.
Yeah,
But he's acting like that it was a one night stand and that was it. Like
maybe
so,
maybe we'll find out and they follow.
maybe Hugh is the agent zero, patient zero.
He could be the originator. I what that's another wild theory. One of Mike's wild theories.
I don't know. I kept thinking. I go. How does because he like he chloroformed her and tied her up. Like this isn't his first rodeo.
No.
You don't just decide to do that.
I like that whole time I was watching that scene, I'm like, where did he get the chloroform from and stuff to do that? Like it was just all of a sudden.
This motherfucker comes prepared.
So he knows what's going on, and he's I think he's up to some tomfooleries that they don't really get involved in.
He's got the duct tape. He's got the chloroform. He's got the wheelchair. Where do you get that wheelchair
That was
from?
the other thing. Like, only thing I could guess was it was just like in the parking garage or something,
Just
Someone
happened to
left
be
it.
there.
Yeah.
That was a nice wheelchair.
It did.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
So,
Anyway,
very good observation. So he's got her tied up and he's explaining to her, I'd never go in a place without more than one entrance, blah blah blah. It's walking very slow. It's not dumb, but it's slow. And then he's like watching and he looks, over the broken wall or whatever, and he's got her wheeled out there and you see this naked woman walking towards them. It took me a while to understand or figure out who this was. Uh, so completely naked woman walks up and then, finally makes her way up and he's like, I'm only doing this to show you. I'm trying to explain to you what's going on. Uh, so that woman is oddly his mother. And you'll see it later on because they go to visit him and she answers at the door and Jay was like is kind of taken back by seeing this woman again. Uh, but it took me probably a couple years of not knowing who that was, and I'm like, oh, hold on a second, that's actually Hugh's mom.
so that would make sense because she doesn't understand it yet.
Hmm.
The apparitions aren't of anybody that she knows. It's of who he knows still. And so that makes sense that it would be his mom because he'd be manifesting it. Like that's another thing I thought. I keep thinking that she's manifesting the entities.
Uh, that's a very good thought, I think. Well, with the exception of maybe one, and I'll
Which one?
we'll get to it because it's
Because I
later.
have okay.
I don't want to jump ahead too much, but
In the
I
beach on the beach?
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but we'll come
Well,
back.
no, no, I have an explanation for that one too.
Okay, all right. Uh, so it kind of cuts to this is this crazy thing, and then they run off, and then it cuts to another one of my favorite scenes of the movie. It's a very calm, a very nostalgic, very familiar scene where the kids, not, excluding Jay because she's on her date, but the kids that are still kids are on the porch playing Old Maid on the milk crate, which I have right over here,
Oh man,
with the chairs behind them, which I have right here.
private collector.
I ended up, side note, I ended up getting a couple things from the It Follows movie. I got those chairs that were on the porch. I got the milk crate in which they were playing Old Maid. I got this scarf that's hanging up in Jay's bedroom. I don't know if you saw that in the movie. But anyway, they
Did
are
you
I'm just
did you
over
tell
here
me
just
you went to go talk to the guy and you're like, can I? He's like, yeah. Like you offered him some ridiculous.
yeah, I'll
It's fine. Don't
yeah, it's crazy. So back to the back to the scene. I love this scene. I think it is so cool. They're talking about how uh I I think Yara and Kelly are talking about, oh, my mom wakes up at 5:30. I would die if I had to do that. It's a very adult thing, like to have to wake up that time. Uh, but that's like how kids think. Like I think that way. Fuck
yeah.
waking up at 5:30.
I
That's
still, yeah, I
crazy.
was gonna say, I still think that way.
Yeah. My
Um,
dad would come in and yell at us. Guys,
yeah,
Mike, I gotta get up at 5:30 in the morning.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like what normal person wakes up that? That's crazy. But anyway,
I was like, that's insane.
they are playing Old Maid, and if you know anything about Old Maid, it's this card game where you kind of pass this old maid around and you try to get rid of it. And whoever ends up when the game is over with the old maid loses. That's the premise of the movie. The old maid is the STD or the, whatever. You're passing it off, hoping that it doesn't end up back to you. Old maid,
If only it really worked like that.
it's a very very artistic decision. I love the little old maid cards that he has. So uh, from here, Hugh drives up to where the kids are playing, drops Jay in the middle of the fucking road, which is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you can't, like, let's put her clothes back on and maybe open the door for her, at least let her off into the grass. But he just drops her off in the middle of the road.
Right in the
Dick move,
concrete, tied up still.
dick move. She like stumbles into the grass and
I love it how you're like, dick move. The whole thing he did to her was a dick
Yeah,
move.
yeah, that's
That's
the
like
big move.
nothing
That's the big
compared
move.
to the other stuff.
I mean, it is a dick move.
He just drops her. Forget the idea. He's like using her, banging her to get rid of this or give
He
her
finally
this
did the big move.
STD.
I mean, it was consensual. So, but like, I'm sure she didn't want to be dropped in the middle of the fucking road.
I'm sure she didn't want these things chasing after her either. No one else can see.
Maybe, maybe.
What would
Before
you
this
rather
happened,
have? A little bit of road rash or
or
demons coming after
sexually
you?
transmitted demon,
Yeah.
uh, I skipped over something. Before he does that, Yara's reading from her clamshell. Again, she says a line. Uh, that coincides with the movie. The line is, if one is faced with inevitable destruction, if a house is falling upon you, for instance, one must feel a great longing to sit down, close one's eyes, and wait, come what may. So that coincides. Like shit's going bad. Maybe you just kind of want to just sit and let it come and get you. Uh, that doesn't really happen with Jay. She seems to want to keep fighting, but what Yara is explaining is something that I think like it happens when people get older. They just want to sit down. They're like, fuck it, let it come and take me.
Yeah.
Again, it all comes back to people, kids losing their innocence and growing old into adults, and then kind of losing hope for everything else, which I kind of think is like where I'm at. um, you see Greg and his mom talking. They're kind of talking shit through the window, like those people are a mess.
Yeah.
The cops come and take their report, and then it cuts to Jay in the hospital. Um,
Spent a lot of time in the hospital in this movie.
yeah, and I wonder if it's like the same scene or same. Let's get all the hospital scenes out of the way, which they probably did.
I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
In this scene, you see a plate of food, which is the typical 1980s lunch. It's like a white bread lunch meat sandwich with some nacho cheese Doritos and a pickle,
And a pickle.
some orange juice, which is gross to eat with that stuff or drink with that.
Yeah.
But then you see a napkin with a little white pill on it. Uh, this is the second time a pill is referenced. Jay took some sort of pill when she was getting ready. I just
Oh,
assumed
yeah.
it was like a birth control pill, maybe, but I don't know what that white pill was on that plate of food.
Mhm.
But that plate of food shows up again way into the movie, which we'll
And
get
it's the
to.
same food,
Same
right?
food, but the pill is gone. Yeah, it's moldy.
It's all moldy. Yeah.
So it's just been sitting, which I guess is kind of a kid thing, like a teenage thing. Maybe they just kind of
Mhm.
left that food, but that
I
pill,
thought maybe it was I thought maybe it was a sleeping pill.
it could have been. It could have been a sleeping pill.
I read that the director did something like hinting at like troubles that people go through as like teenagers, the stuff you go through. Like the pill was supposed to be drug addiction. The food thing was bulimia. Um, there
Could be.
was there was something else that just all these vices that kids go through. It was just like kind of
Hmm.
showing that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, it it cuts to uh the two moms, Greg's mom and Jay and Kelly's mom are talking, and you see again Mrs. Height pour some alcohol into her coffee cup or whatever. Uh, but then it pans to pictures that are behind her, and you got to kind of pay attention to those pictures because there is one picture with Jay with who I'm assuming are her grandparents, two older people,
Hmm.
an older woman, and an older guy who you later see, which we'll get to. But I think that's her grandpa. Uh, then the movie kind of bounces all over. Jay's in the bathroom, kind of like looking down at her junk,
Yeah.
you know, just kind of like zoning out. And then that ball hits the wall, and then you see the peeper kid again. Like this kid's
Wearing
all,
red.
yeah, very random scene. I also read that the ball um, is indicative of.
I read that too. I think I think that one might be a stretch
I think it's a
because
stretch too.
that one's a stretch. But the red is definitely something.
Yeah, the red, and it's a red ball. Uh, one of the things I really love about this scene is she bends down and drinks from the faucet.
Mhm.
We used to do that.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you did that all the time.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
do that now if I had a faucet in the kitchen, but I don't have that right now. Um,
Speaking of
I was
faucets, they drove me insane when they were brushing their teeth and they were just letting the water run.
Mike's got a
That
huge
drives me
problem with that.
It drives
drives me
Adam nuts too.
oh my goodness.
Adam
That's
Sandler would always do that also.
that's how you know that Mike is one of the adults
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
because that's like a kid thing. Like they're not paying the fucking bill.
Nope.
I
Nope.
Yep.
I let it run still. I don't give a shit.
That's because your water bill isn't expensive like mine.
I don't care. Fuck it. Let him turn it off. So
YOLO.
here we jump into another Halloween homage, which A Nightmare on Elm Street also did. It's the girl in the classroom. The
Yeah.
teacher's up at the front of the class, and you don't know what the fuck the teacher's talking about. Just rambling on, but there's something else we need to pay attention to. The the
Well, she wasn't
poem.
rambling.
No, she wasn't rambling. Uh, the poem that the teacher was reading was, Mike, do you know this? I know you know this.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
So the poem is called, it's from T.S. Eliot, called The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Now, I don't know uh, what that poem is exactly, but I know that it's intentionally read off because it coincides with the film. Do you have more information on it, Mike?
Not really, but Lazarus, like I don't remember exactly what Lazarus came back from the dead kind of thing. I don't want to say things out of turn, but it definitely has something that has to do with what was going on, kind of.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Um, if you're watching this movie like you watch Halloween, you don't really care what is being said.
Hmm.
Um, A Nightmare on Elm Street, when they did it, they kind of made whatever the kid was reading um, coincide with the film. This one definitely did it intentionally. As this is going on, Jay looks out the window and sees the it entity for the first time as it's her. Well, this is the second time. Uh, the first time she sees it on her own. It's an old woman in her night clothes. It's an old maid in her night clothes
Yeah.
walking straight towards her. I'm sure it's an old maid intentionally. The kids were playing old maid, and now you have an old maid walking towards her.
Yeah. Well, again, with my thought process that she manifests it,
Mhm.
she could have manifested from old maid, or she's now seeing herself as an older, like listening to kind of what's happening with Lazarus and that kind of thing, reincarnate like that, not reincarnation, but rising from the dead. Um, again, it's her manifesting that. I don't know if that's the one you were talking about, her not manifesting, but
Not yet, but I like that. I like that idea that she now knows that she is, you know, she's an adult now.
mhm.
I think
Questioning her own mortality.
Hugh is not the first person she hooked up with, but she is now in a very um, adult situation. So she says later, Greg was the first person she hooked up with. She hooked up with him in high school or something, and it wasn't a big
Yeah.
deal, is what she says. So
Yeah.
anyway, she jumps out of the class. Very, very Nightmare on Elm Street, very Halloween. She runs off.
Mhm.
Um, and then the old maid makes it into the hallway and she kind of turns around and she's like, "Hello." And this is when she knows that nobody else can see her. And then she runs off and she goes out to she drives off to uh Kelly and Paul's work, which is the
Did you
ice
guys
cream shop. What's
did you
up?
guys notice in that scene how she's, and this is nothing compared to what you guys are talking about for the film, but like how she gets up and runs out, her bag is wide open and she never fixes it. but as soon as it like goes from the classroom to the hallway, her bag's all zipped up and tidy and ready to go. Like she didn't.
Continuity error.
Yeah,
Actually, I didn't notice it. I did read that. Maybe she zipped it off camera.
off camera baby, but
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
But it's blatant, like it's wide open flapping when she's walking out of the classroom.
And then she's just zipped it up.
And then all of a sudden it's there, good to go.
Um, so she goes to the ice cream shop, which I always think of as like Stoddard's, you know.
Yeah.
It's a very cool mom and pop ice cream shop. It's actually called Clark's Ice Cream. We went there. It's like on 12th Mile and something else I forget, but um Paul's like, "Well, if you're scared, I'll stay the night."
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very chivalrous of you, Paul.
Yeah. Paul's weird. I don't know. Paul gives me the weird vibes.
Paul is also another Halloween reference,
Yeah.
you know, which I love it. I love that. I love the Halloween names, but so they're like, "No." And he's like, "Well, I'll sleep on the couch." Jay's like, "All right, maybe you can sleep on the couch." And he weasels his way in there like any
Yep.
teenage kid would. Which
He's the friend.
yeah, he's the
Yeah.
friend. Then it cuts to the sleepover where, you know, Mike cringes because they're brushing her teeth and letting the water run. Yara's clipping her nasty toenails, which I love that scene too. It's like that's cool. It might just be filler to some, but it like I don't know. It builds the movie
Yeah.
into something else. You
It
know,
makes it normal. It normalizes it.
it does. Um, Again, Paul is downstairs. He's watching TV, and you have to pay attention to what the TV's saying. I don't know what this movie is, but Paul's watching, and the quote is almost sounds like a girl or a monster. Stop teasing him. He's in love. That's what's playing on in the background, and it's like, holy shit, they really thought this movie through.
Yeah.
I never realized that. I fell asleep watching this movie one time, and I woke up because of selective hearing. I heard that in my sleep, and I'm like, I thought It Follows was on, and then I looked and I saw Paul as they were saying that. I'm like, did I dream that or is that real? So I like rewound it, and it's like, wow, David Robert Mitchell really planted
Wow.
some deep seed. Wow, really planted some deep seeds. And then it kind of scrolls through. You see more alcohol on mom's dresser.
Yeah.
I I love that there's no parents. It's
Yeah.
it's cool. Um, Jay comes downstairs, sits on the couch. They're like reminiscing about finding pornos and throwing them out on Greg's lawn and how stupid they
Yeah.
were. And then
Yeah.
And we find out why she doesn't necessarily like Paul because Paul's
yeah,
a player.
Paul is a player. He kissed both sisters. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I
Uh,
don't trust Paul. I don't know, man. I don't know.
you don't trust him?
I don't know. I don't like Paul.
They were talking about how they found a copy of Butt Bongo. Butt, Butt Bongo Fiesta? What is it?
Fiesta. But
Yeah.
Bongo Fiesta.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
For
That's what
the
that.
for
Oh,
anybody who's made it this far, which I'm sure it's probably no people.
Nobody.
That's what Mike and I found. Butt Bongo Fiesta
Yeah.
when we were kids.
But Bongo Fiesta. We're like, what? And it is the weirdest. I couldn't explain it.
it's Howard
It's probably
Stern.
It's Howard
yeah,
Stern for sure.
yeah. What is
We
it?
found porno mags too, but Butt Bongo Fiesta Fiasco
Yeah,
Fiesta.
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 That was the movie.
That was it.
We found that tape and just stuck it in. That
How disappointed were you that it wasn't a dirty movie?
No, it was great. No, I mean, it was better than that. It
we
was
were like we were young kids. Like for us to watch that, it was like, I don't know what this is. It's
Weird.
wild. Yeah, it's weird.
He definitely felt like we should not be watching this.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Um,
quality was terrible.
oh, the whole thing. Um,
I was like, I really questioned my dad. I was like, what is happening?
what is he
Playing
into?
drums. He's a drummer.
Uh, Jay and Paul hear a smashed window in the kitchen. Paul runs in. He's like, I'll go check it out. He's like, there's nothing there. I don't see
Well, there
anything.
was a little bit of hesitation on Paul's part.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like some.
She's like, she had to ask him, like, are you gonna go check it out? Or she
I
just
guess
tells him,
so.
go check it out or whatever. He's
He's
like,
like, you need to go.
let's call your sister.
He comes up. He's like, I don't see anything. I'm gonna go upstairs and get your sister, which is crazy. Like, maybe, hey, let's go upstairs. I don't
Let's
want you to
both go
be.
upstairs.
Yeah, I don't want you to be down here alone where something just smashed the fucking window. But Paul, I mean, he's a kid. Whatever. I'll give him a pass. I like Paul. He's a little fucking weird, but I'd hang out with him. Uh, Jay goes into the kitchen stupidly and sees the it. This it is Alexis. I think her last name is Spradlin. Um, she just played this part. She doesn't really do other films. Uh, she looks like an SA victim.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
like clothes are ripped. She's got bruising on her face. Um, and she's pissing all over the floor, which is jarring. It's very exorcist-ish.
Hmm.
You know, anytime somebody pisses on the floor, it's kind of weird.
You think?
Kind of ruins the party.
A little bit, yeah.
Uh, so Jay obviously freaks out. Do you think that Jay manifested? Uh,
Yeah, because she had been sexually assaulted.
yes. So that makes sense.
Where, well, she had been assaulted, like, and I think she realizes, like, because of everything, that she felt sexually assaulted.
Sure, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even though she said that it was consensual, but
There was
how
more to it.
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it wasn't like a typical type of thing, but that doesn't make it any less. So Jay sees this and she backs up into the wall, then runs upstairs, locks herself in her bedroom. Um, this one I don't know about this one. So, her sister's in there, Paul's in there, and Yara's knocking on the door. She's like, "Let me in.
Yeah.
Everything, there's nobody out here."
Yeah.
They let Yara in, and then this tall entity, which is the it, comes in.
That one's awesome.
That one is awesome because he comes from the shadows. You don't see him.
Yeah.
The shot is framed kind of small, and Yara's kind of small anyway. And you just see this dude who I think is the actor. He passed away, but he was like 7'7", and he just comes into their small space. And
Yeah.
your room is like a place that you feel comfortable typically, like when you're a kid, your bedroom is your spot.
Yeah.
I as far as her manifesting this entity, what's your idea here?
So that's the only one that gives me pause. But I'm sure if I think about it, I could come up with something.
Okay, well, I got something. So you have a male who is big and overpowering, you know, to a
Yeah.
female. So that it goes from the SA victim to a big imposing male figure.
Right.
So maybe that's something. I don't know if we're just reaching for straws here.
I don't think we are because everything else kind of fits. But
Yeah.
you know,
They could have
I
put
mean,
him anywhere, but it fits
yeah.
perfect there. But anyway, she freaks out. She sees I call him the tall man, even though it's not the tall man from Phantasm. She eats herself out the window. She jumps on a bike and then rides off. Uh, Greg across the street is like, hanging out with some chick in his car, and she was like, "What's going on there?" He's like, "I don't know." So she rides off to this playground, which I always thought of like Longcoy. It was right down the street. There
Yeah.
were swings right down the street. It was within biking range.
Yep.
If you're Greg, it could be within walking range. Um, the thing I love about this, like all the kids come up and they're like, what is it? What did you see? Blah blah blah. But then you see something walking towards them,
Yeah.
and it's Greg.
Well,
I could just imagine that conversation in the car. Like, hey, bitch, you gotta go. You gotta get out. Cause I'm gonna go hang out with these kids.
yeah.
It looks like whatever they're doing is way more fun than what we're doing in here.
Way more
Just,
important.
So
you
you
need to
got,
go.
yeah, it's time for you to go. Bye bye.
But
Um, so
I have a question though. So
yeah,
when she jumped out of the window, jumped on the bike and took off,
hmm
that bike, that wasn't hers, right? Because
no,
later on you see the kid that's like watching her, looking in the window on her and watching her and pull stuff. He's riding that bike. So she just yanked his bike from his yard, or I didn't think they were like next door neighbors.
she stole it from somebody.
But later on,
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the kids that were hanging out with them there. But later on, you see that kid riding a bike.
Uh, she probably stole it from the neighbor. I didn't realize that it's the same bike. I guess it makes sense. I've got a behind the scenes photo with like all of the kids on that bike, which is kind of cool. Like one of them's
That's
on a
cool.
handlebar, two of them are on the seat, and then one's like on the pegs or whatever. So it was
That's
probably like
cool.
the neighbor kid's bike.
The bike's very distinct. It has like one black wheel or one black rim or whatever. It's it
If it
stands
was
out.
outside, it's fair game. It's not locked up.
They, they just got done watching Goonies. They saw Brent. Take the little girl like
I found that like I see her jump out and run, and like initially when I saw her take the bike, it looked like she was still in her yard when she took it. So I figured it was one of, the kids that were hanging out upstairs. But like I said, later on I saw that. I'm like, so yeah,
I mean, in fairness, back in the day, people would just leave bikes everywhere.
they would. That is
You know?
true. That
Might
is
just
So
be laying out in everybody's yard.
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So they're at the playground, and Greg is like a stand-up dude. Actually, he was like, all right. He starts walking back. And they're like, where are you going? And they're like, well, I'm gonna go get the car so we can figure out who this kid is. Um, they go looking for Hugh. They go into this address that of this house that he's been renting. Uh, and they break in, and it's got, cans hanging from the windows as like makeshift alarms. Uh,
Yeah.
it's a fucking shithole. They go upstairs. There's a mattress upstairs. And is there a yearbook upstairs randomly?
There
No.
is.
What's it
No,
yearbook?
it's not a
No, it wasn't a yearbook. It
no,
was
it wasn't a yearbook. It was a
Picture, a photo.
they were
no,
porno
there
mags.
was a photo inside a book.
Were they porno mags? Because
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, that's
because
right.
there were tissues
Yeah.
laying around, and Paul like just bare hands these magazines and like dumps the tissues off, and it's like, golly, that's
Again,
gross.
Paul, man. I got questions about Paul.
So he finds this picture of Hugh and this other girl, and she's wearing this Letterman's jacket, and uh, they figure out that it's Lawson. Whoever this girl is from Lawson High School. The filming location for that was Clawson High School, and they just dropped the C, which was a cool way to do it. But they end up driving to this school. Now, this is where one of the coolest shots of the movie is. Uh, Disaster Pieces uh, soundtrack gets really weird and eerie here.
Hmm.
It's almost like a weirdly creeping. I don't know. He does. I don't know if this movie would be what it was without him. And
No.
he's actually in this scene. He's the announcer over the loudspeaker at the school, which is kind of cool. But this is a 540 shot inside the school. So it starts off kind of looking outside the school, and it's rotating clockwise. And you see in the background a girl walking straight towards the camera.
Yeah.
Now, Jay and Greg are right behind the camera. So you see this girl walking, and the camera is rotating. It rotates around. It shows Greg and Jay in the library talking to the librarian. And then it kind of circles back around, and you see this girl getting closer. And then they're done. So they peace out and they go to the car, which is parked somewhere else. And they're trying to explain, oh, this guy's real name is Jeff. It's not really Hugh. Is Jeff Redman is his name. If you're watching out the windshield, you see that same girl is walking straight towards Jay again.
Yeah.
You never really get to see this entity or who it is. So it may not be someone that she manifested, but it's a very good example of how she's being followed and she has no idea how close this thing is to her.
Right.
They make no mention like, "Oh, hey, it's right there."
Right.
They don't they don't even
And
mention
I
it.
acknowledge it at all.
No, so it is kind of just speculation that that is the thing, but
Mhm.
wasting the time of doing a 540 shot, showing it get closer, and then showing it get closer through the windshield.
Yeah.
That's that's a lot of extra work if that's not it. But anyway, they go from the school and they go off to Jeff's house. I'm gonna start calling him Jeff now, even though.
Yep. Hugh turned into Jeff.
Yep. Uh, they knock on the door. Jay sees Jeff's mom. Last time she saw her, she didn't have any clothes on, and she was the entity.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Can I help you?" And Jay like kind of stutters for a second, and she was like, "Is Jeff here?" And she's like, "Yeah, come on in." And so they go to the backyard and they start talking. And he does the explanation. Which, Mike, you're right on this. Like, I don't know how he would know what the explanation is. You know,
I don't know.
Yeah. I have no idea how he knew all that.
like if he hooked up with
No
some
clue.
random chick at the bar, and even if he hooked up with someone else after that, and that person got killed,
He wouldn't know.
I would just think it's a freak accident.
Yeah.
Jeff is definitely patient zero.
See, when I first watched this movie, I thought the person he actually hooked up with was that girls on your shirt initially, and he was lying about the
Well,
hookup.
so it is. She's in that picture in
Oh,
the
it's
house.
oh that okay.
It's
All right.
it's him with her in that picture.
Is
Okay,
that
so
her?
that girl.
That's her.
Okay.
That's her in the picture.
Yep.
Are you
So
100% on that?
I'm not 100%, but I'm a percent. I'm some percent. It would make sense.
It would, but I don't think that's her.
Thing is,
I think we gotta look it up.
uh,
Are you gonna look it up?
no, but that's how I explain seeing her later.
All right. Well, can I pause it?
Uh,
Well,
pause the
let's
stream.
no. Go. You guys go ahead. So we're talking about. I'm gonna look it up. Uh, but they're explaining, or Jeff is explaining. I gotta look this up now. Jeff is explaining what's going on and what you have to do and blah blah blah.
oh,
Uh,
this is
Well,
that
just
scene with
here.
the other vice that I was telling you guys
Go
about.
ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. I'll look.
let,
Continue.
remember when I was talking about the pill and the bulimia and all that, the vices? This
Yes.
was the other scene with the vices when she's picking those blades of grass and putting it on her leg.
So she's cutting.
It's supposed to look like cutting scars. It's
Okay.
supposed to represent that. That was the other one I couldn't remember.
Yeah. And honestly, if we want to like talk about like the all the porn magazines, like
Yeah,
obviously he had some sort of addiction,
yeah.
So
And what were all those pills without names or labels on them in his house or that place?
That's actually a really good
I was
that's a-
curious about that.
I don't know. I think it was weird that he kept those in there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they were definitely used for some purpose, you know. But I do like how they showed that like that was a way for him to get out. Like how he said, always make sure you have like two, an entrance and an exit or whatever.
Yeah.
When they're both looking, it falls out, the medicine cabinet falls out. It's another place for him to be able to get out if they're coming. I like that.
many viewers and fan theories believe the girl in the picture with Hugh is Annie.
Okay, so give me 1 second. I have it up right now. That actress is not Bailey Spry. I don't believe. Let me turn this up and I'm gonna put it.
I As you show us, put a picture of it up on the screen. Like that takes up the whole screen. Yeah, I can't see that.
You can't see it. I'm telling you right now though, that's not the same actress.
Okay. I think it is.
I don't. But
It would
I,
make sense.
it would make sense. I don't think that's Bailey Spry. But I'll look at it on the big screen and
Okay.
I'll try to take a picture and I have no idea where we even are in this podcast, but I'll try to put a picture up so you guys can see.
Look at the time. What does the time say?
There's no timer on this. I don't know.
All right.
So where are we at now? So
We're talking in the backyard. He's explaining it to them.
yeah, then he was like, "You guys got to get the fuck out of here,"
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
it's like Greg's like, "Whoa, man, calm down. You know, you're the one that brought this upon everybody."
I
Uh,
love that part. He's like, "Who's that? Do you guys see her?"
and
And they're like, "Yeah."
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
So he gives her the advice: drive somewhere far away, and it'll give you some time to think. So they all pack up and they go to Greg's parents' beach house, lake house, which I think is up in like northern Michigan. I would love to go try to find it, but I have no way of knowing where that is. And it's probably a private residence anyway. Um, this is kind of cool because it reminds me of so when we were kids, our buddy Matt had a little apartment connected to his house. And every once in a while we like go over there and spend the night. And it was kind of cool because it was like, oh, we're adults and we have like this whole place to ourselves.
Yeah. The Hobbit home.
Yeah, it was the Hobbit home, but that's kind of what this reminds me of. Like they're cooking, they're just doing like adult things as kids. Um,
Yeah.
it seems very cozy. And then it cuts to like this beach scene, which I'm assuming is like the next day, and they're all kind of sitting on the beach. Um, Jay and Kelly are on the beach, and Paul's there. Greg gets up to go pee, and you see Yara walking up to the crowd from behind, and then it looks over. You look over at Paul again, and then you see Yara floating in the lake. So the one coming up from behind is the entity, which is
Right.
cool. It's a very cool shot. It's a very cool way to do it
It
because
is.
it kind of messes with your mind. Um, and then it goes straight to something pulls Jay's hair. It's like an invisible force, and everybody except Greg sees it. Paul runs over and tries to like smack it with a lawn chair, he gets yeeted out out of the scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, and then they take off. They try to go to this like shed where there's a gun that they were messing with earlier, and Jay gets it and starts popping off rounds towards Greg, and
Just
Greg's like,
There's no gun safety in this movie whatsoever.
no,
"None. Like, what are
no.
you doing?"
None.
So he hits the ground, and she just keeps shooting. Finally, she hits the Yara I think in the neck, and she drops. And then she gets right back up, and Greg finally makes it to the shed, and he's like, "What are you doing? I don't see anything." Whatever. Finally, like breaks through the door, and it's the peeper kid
Yeah.
crawling through the door. So that
Yep.
little like gross looking kid with his face painted up like a zombie or whatever. That's the
Yeah.
kid that's been peeping on her. So yes, she could absolutely manifest that.
Wasn't his eyes missing too?
No, I think they were just blacked out.
Oh, okay.
Blacked out. Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Which that was the only time that you actually saw the creature like make any sort of um like instead of just walking, like it actually like made a visceral like screech.
like yeah,
Where but any other time it never does that. It was just very stone faced.
yeah. That's a good point too. I don't know why.
I
What
think it
the
was just I think it was for effect. I mean, it was really creepy when he did that. So
I didn't notice it, but I read that if you watch the movie, each time you see the entity, it looks meaner and meaner. Like
huh.
it's upset that she keeps getting away.
well,
So when you watch it, you know, yeah, whatever the entity is, it just keeps getting worse. Like it just
like just more and more pissed
upset.
off.
Yeah.
Like I gotta
Which
get this bitch.
Yeah. She
which
keeps getting away.
I noticed, and I don't know for sure, but it looked like the entity had a knee brace on all the time.
I don't
I
know.
I don't think that's accurate.
No, so I didn't look at all of them, but in my thinking back, I know the old lady had a knee brace, and her
Okay.
dad had a knee brace for sure.
I remember seeing a knee brace, but I don't know if it was on like all of them.
Really?
Yeah,
Why would her dad have a knee brace?
I I don't know.
I have to go back and watch it again.
Yep, I got to see if all of them had a knee brace on.
That
I don't know why.
the knee brace follows. I don't know.
That yeah,
Uh, so here's a part. So she runs out. She runs up to the car. She kind of leaves everybody behind and jumps in the car. The entity starts following, and the entity is Bailey Spry. It's Annie. A lot of people don't realize that that girl is her walking up towards the car. I don't know if Mike's theory that the girl in the picture is Annie, then she could manifest that. If it's not Annie, then she would have no idea what Annie looks like.
right.
Uh, but Hugh in the beginning says it could look like someone you know, or somebody you love, or somebody you've never seen. I don't.
Yeah,
So maybe the it is just taking the form of someone that it's already taken. Anyway, she jumps in the car. She drives off, drives into a cornfield because she's freaking out. Ends up back in the fucking hospital again.
I felt bad for Greg at this point because poor guy just tries to help. Got a door kicked in, big hole in the door,
How is he going
car
to explain it?
wrecked.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I had my friends over and
Yeah.
the doors kicked in and you're all out of ammo.
And then
yeah,
she wrecks his car and then
yeah.
More's going to be coming up. He gets the raw end of the deal for trying to help.
So
He got
they're
rewarded.
they're at the hospital. They're all sleeping, kind of in the hospital. This is the first time you see a partial, a part of Mrs. Height's face, Jay and Kelly's mom.
Hmm.
You could see Kelly kind of leaning on it, and you see a little bit more than half of her face. It's almost like she's being revealed more and more as the movie goes along. I don't know if that
Hmm.
was intentional or if that's just happened that way. So they're all sleeping, uh, except Greg. Greg and her end up beating cheeks. She's like, you know what? I got to get rid of this thing. Greg will be okay. He's older. He can handle it. And as it's happening, she just looks like completely removed from the situation, you know?
Hmm.
Like she's not into it. She's exhausted and tired and just wants it to be done, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh I don't think that Paul sees this happen, but Paul does see those two talking after it happens, and he's got this look on his face like this motherfucker.
Yeah, he's got that look of he wants to kill him.
Yeah, he isn't happy.
Mm-mm.
Uh, Fast forward a little bit, the the kids are on the porch. Jay's locked up in the bedroom, and Greg comes over. Hey, how's Jay doing? And they're like, she's still fucked up. Have you seen anything? He was like, no. He doesn't really believe any of this.
Mm-mm.
Um, he the kids believe it, and they're standing up for Jay, and he's like, it's something. It's not what she thinks it is, but it's something. I just don't know what it is. Then it goes to a nighttime shot where Jay is looking out the window, and she sees Greg walking towards Greg's house, and
Yeah,
he breaks into the window, and she realizes what's going on.
Yep.
So it's
this
the
part's messed up.
this part is weird.
Yeah.
So the
Now let's go back for a second though, because
okay,
Greg's like, I haven't seen the entity for 3 days,
yeah.
but before that, you see him talking to some girls, like hitting
Oh
them
yeah,
up,
yeah.
schmoozing. So my thought is that he hooked up with them,
You
and
hooked up with one of them at least, yeah.
yeah, passed it on, and that's why it kind of just didn't happen for a while.
So that's a possible death, but unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that makes sense. It makes sense as to why he hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
So you see the entity Greg walking towards the house. He's like in his long johns or something. Smashes the window. Uh, this is very Nightmare on Elm Street-ish. Nancy across the street from Glenn,
yep,
and she
Yep.
like kind of she runs over and she was like, "Greg, don't answer the door," because like now it's turned into his mother.
Yep.
Um,
Somebody
actually,
that he would manifest.
yes. Uh, she's pounding on the door. She's like, "Don't answer the door. Don't answer the door." He answers the door. What the fuck do you want, Mom? This yuck.
yeah, yuck,
Yuck.
yeah, yuck.
Mom is like scantily clad, right? And she
Disgusting.
just jumps on the guy. And
Yeah,
the way that she kills him
Is very, yeah,
is
it's
great.
very
Yuck. I,
yuck.
I don't even know what else to say,
It
but
made what Bongo Fiesta look PG.
it they don't even just like it's not even like she's just on top of him. Like they show a close up of
of
pelvic grinding.
yeah.
Ugh.
It's a very weird kill as compared to what we saw that this thing was capable of.
Yeah. I
You know, like
I
Yeah,
don't understand it. Uh, whatever.
I
It
think it's just supposed to be shocking and scarring.
well, it worked.
Yes, very much.
It worked. Like I thought the Amityville 2 scene was
Yeah.
like weird and cringy. This one just tops it.
The
Yeah.
Amityville 2 scene is very uncomfortable to watch,
Hmm.
like extremely uncomfortable. This scene is just straight up ew.
Like, oh
Yeah, ugh. Not like, yeah, not good.
no. Uh,
Still doesn't beat the Exorcist scene.
ugh.
Yeah, but
So, um,
ugh.
so now Jay realizes that she's it again, or she's in trouble again. So she runs, she drives her car off to some lake or some park with a lake, and for some reason sleeps on the hood of the car. Weird choice. Like, why don't you just sleep in the fucking car with the doors locked?
Yeah,
There's so there's a lot of sleeping in this movie, which makes me think that she's always taking sleeping pills or taking some sort of pills.
Well, she's definitely taking pills. I mean, I guess it could be sleeping pills.
Yeah,
But even
there's a
if you're
lot of
taking a
sleeping in this
sleeping
movie.
pill, like why are you sleeping on a metal hood of a car?
yeah, and a wide open like that.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Sleep in a back seat. Anyway, she wakes up in the next morning and you she goes over to the lake. This scene is very uncomfortable for me to watch.
Yeah,
I I don't know how you guys feel about it, but she is at the absolute end of her rope.
yep.
She doesn't know what to do. Uh, this is, like I don't like seeing essays in movies at all. I just don't. I don't think anybody likes watching them, but like some of them I just can't stand to watch. This is like in that same vein. So there's three dudes on a boat, and she just kind of like starts taking her clothes off at the edge of the water, and she doesn't want to do this, but she's doing it because she doesn't want to get hurt or killed.
Yeah,
And then the scene cuts. So they don't really say if she did it or not.
they leave
After
it very ambiguous.
they do. After it cuts, they show her driving away and she's crying.
Yeah,
Now, I have a copy of the script, and in the script, she can't go through with it,
okay.
which makes me feel better.
Yeah,
But they left this open in the movie on purpose to give you that feeling.
yeah.
And it really worked. Like it almost makes me feel sick to watch that scene.
That scene makes me really sick. And then the fact that the next scene that they show is it takes you back to the beginning of the movie where she's very innocent floating in the pool.
Hmm.
And now that same pool is torn and drained
Yes.
and dead looking.
Dude, I
Um,
put that right here in my notes that the
did you?
pool was
Sorry.
drained. Yep. No, go. Keep going.
So and I researched it, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, she didn't go through with it," and I know it's in the script, but I there's a definite reason they took that out because the idea that she is so far gone that she feels she has to do that, um, it makes you really feel that much like sadder for her and worse, and you know you just want her to be okay, and it
Mhm.
really draws you in. um and it's weird because you see her driving and she's crying and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe she just did that.
Yeah.
um Now the only reason why I think that maybe she didn't do it is because the entity starts following her like almost right away again. So
it still leaves it open to your interpretation.
It definitely leaves it. Yes, absolutely. It definitely leaves it, especially with that pool scene. That pool scene did it for me.
So it to your point with the pool scene, um, as I'm taking notes and I'm like, I'm left with that scene where she's driving away and she's crying. And then it goes right to that pool scene where there used to be life and youth, and that was like a place of comfort for her, and now it's destroyed. Then it
Yeah.
goes, this is where they show that plate of food again. And
Yep.
that
Yeah.
plate of food is moldy.
Moldy.
The sandwich is moldy. The pickle is wilted. The chips are the same because they're just chips. That pill
Yeah.
is gone. So it shows that everything is changed now and different and empty, I guess.
Yep.
Um,
That whole room had a different vibe to it than when you saw it earlier in the movie. Like
yeah,
it almost reminded me of like watching one of those like drug movies, like
Yeah.
people just in a
I
room
even
messed up. You just
I
had
would
like
even like to
10
go
people
back.
and they're sleeping and stuff, like nothing going on, chair
Nothing.
blocking the
Yeah.
floor.
This is your brain on drugs. Yeah. Um, I would even like to go back and see, did they change the color palette of like the film? Because it did feel brighter at the beginning of the movie. And then it definitely felt darker as it went on.
it it almost has like a warmth versus a cold feeling. And
Yeah.
maybe they didn't change anything. Maybe that's just us.
I don't
But
know.
um, in this scene, the kids are all kind of sleeping on the bed. Yara, Kelly, and Jay. Jay's sleeping on the floor. Um, which I also have a piece of carpet from that bedroom, a carpet square, which is awesome. Anyway, I digress. Paul comes in and was like, "Why'd you sleep with Craig?"
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Paul's all about Paul.
I
Yeah.
want I wanted some of that too.
Fucking
He's
Paul.
like, I could handle it.
You
Uh,
don't think I'm tough enough?
so she was like, well, I kind of hooked up with him in high school and it wasn't a big deal. And Paul like shakes his head, like, come on, Paul. Anyway, he like goes in for a kiss and he gets shot down again.
Again.
This poor bastard, like, but he keeps trying. He keeps going for it. Um,
I mean, in fairness, he doesn't know that she just had a train on a boat.
I don't think it happened.
Uh, I don't know, man.
So, Paul's like, I got an idea. Here's what we're gonna do. He doesn't, he doesn't like really break it down there for you, but they all just kind of get in the car and then they drive to the pool. So he came up with this idea, maybe from the movie. Um, and it's their idea. They're gonna put all these electronics around the pool, lure the its into the pool. And this tells me that she didn't do it on the boat because she knew it was still following her. And she went along with this plan. Otherwise, why would she go
And,
sit and swim in a pool until the thing? It could be
well,
months.
and when they left, dude was up on the roof.
Yeah. So Grandpa was up on the roof, and
What kind of sense does that make?
why is
Is
Grandpa on the roof?
Yeah, like you see the entity all the time just like walking straight at
Now,
how does this thing get up on the roof and just stand there?
Oh, he got up there. I don't know. It's creepy. A old guy naked.
It's creepy. I just was trying to understand, like you
yeah,
don't see those things climb or anything throughout the movie, but all of a
that
sudden it's
little
up on the roof.
That's what's weird. Not his dangalang.
junk
Well, no,
junk
because the
hanging out.
entity's always naked anyways,
Not
most
some
of the time.
70-year-old dude's dong just swinging in the wind.
I just thought figured that what as part
I
is
don't know
like
if it was swinging.
they're always like the creatures are always coming at them naked most well not always but most of the time so
Balls just swinging up there.
well it's
Oh,
grandpa
how'd
it's
he get
grandpa
up
the
there on
balls
that
were
roof?
let's be honest it's grandpa his balls were like this high off the ground from the roof so they were like down low.
Fun fact for the trailer of this movie, they had to do that shot twice because they wanted him in the trailer. They made him put underwear on. because they couldn't
Oh
show
yeah.
his, yeah, they couldn't show his dick in the trailer
Huh.
for some reason.
That's dumb.
When they were walking, that was, it's interesting that we visited all those spots.
Hmm.
But then I distinctly remember when we were walking that and seeing all those dilapidated homes right there.
Hmm.
And that's where we saw that, where one side was just destroyed townhomes. And I mean, these were gorgeous homes. Like they at one time they were beautiful. And then right on the other side is freaking,
Really nice houses.
yeah, really nice houses, Pleasantville.
Hmm.
Um,
That's crazy.
they end up going and throughout this, so they're like talking about how their parents never wanted to let them cross 8 Mile, and that's why, because it's not nice. It's not a
Yeah.
nice area down
I
there.
thought it was because Eminem grew up there.
Yep.
Look out for Eminem.
They didn't want him growing past 8 Mile because
Slim
Eminem was on
Shady's out on the loose. You don't want to get mixed up.
Yeah.
So they come up with this plan. They're going to put these electronics around the pool and lure the its into the water, then have Jay get out and try to electrocute this thing. So they're sitting around, blah blah blah. Jay's in the pool. Then all of a sudden, the it comes in. This time it's her dad. Uh, People that watch the movie the first time probably aren't going to get that.
Yeah,
But Kelly asked Jay, "What is it? What do you see?" And she's like, "I don't want to tell you because it's your dad that killed himself,
yeah,
and I don't want to tell you that." So the thing starts like pacing back and forth, doesn't get in the water, comes up with the idea to like start throwing the electronics at Jay, which everything kind of backfires. Jay's like, "I want to get out, I want to get out," and they're like, Paul's like, "No, stay there, stay in the water."
Yeah.
And then he grabs the gun again and just starts popping off rounds inside the swimming pool. Uh, he's like, point to where it is. He ends up clipping Yara, right?
Yep. Yeah.
She goes down. I think she gets hit in the foot or something, or
Paul's
the
a
leg.
problem.
Paul is a problem. I think you're onto something.
well, in this, to stand up for Paul here, this is just none of them can use a gun because earlier it was
Well,
Jay shooting the gun and almost hitting Greg.
well,
That's Paul.
none of them can use a gun, but that also brings me to a point that we'll talk about in a second. Something that doesn't make sense. I'm still not sure about Paul.
So anyway, Paul finally hits this thing, uh, and the it falls into the water. Jay goes to jump out, and he grabs her leg. She can't get out, and Paul starts shooting into the fucking water.
And lo
Finally,
and behold,
finally he
Paul
gets
nails him.
boom headshot.
Yeah,
Jay
headshot.
jumps out of the water, and this shot, I love this shot too. This is, I keep saying this is my favorite shot of the film. So they're like, "Do you see it?" And she like crawls to the edge of the pool. And I know it's CGI, and I typically hate CGI, but there's like the blue of the pool and the pool water, and then like the blood kind of taking over the blue.
Yeah, I
And
liked that too.
that red and blue, I don't know. I just think it's really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that too.
Liverpool seed. This or Strangers Pray at Night.
Ooh,
Uh,
Strangers Pray at Night's my favorite.
Me too.
it's Strangers Pray at Night is longer, and it makes me feel something different.
Yeah.
This shot I like a lot. It's up. I anything with pools are great. Um, Micah Monroe, I think she did an amazing job in this movie. And I introduced all the other characters. Now we're at the end, kind of. I want to say this is one of her first horror films. I don't know for sure.
I think it was. I read somewhere that this was her introduction to the horror scene.
she did a really good job at like making you care about this character.
Mm.
Um, and she did a really good job of transitioning from innocent to um
A dirty girl.
yeah, I mean,
That's what I saw the whole time. She was a dirty girl.
not dirty like trying to be dirty, but from childlike to adult like. You know what I mean?
Adult like, aka
Oh.
whore.
Ooh. Do you think that she was sexually assaulted by her dad?
Oh,
Oh
that's a
wow.
weird call. Why would you say that?
I don't know.
Would she
I
keep a
just
picture up of him by in her bedroom by her mirror if she was sexually assaulted by him?
that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean,
I don't think so. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know because the movies because she is very she definitely seemed to be definitely sexually promiscuous.
I
You
mean, I
know,
don't.
She has an alcoholic mom, doesn't care about him.
yeah.
They
She
say how pretty she is. The girls are all upset and jealous because she's so pretty.
she did like try to initiate um the sexual contact with Hugh. That was weird. Like they were making out in front of her house, and you could see
Yeah.
like she reaches down, tries to grab his dick. Like, what are you doing? You're
Yeah.
right in the street in front of your house. Like, first of all, you know. So I mean that, but I don't think she was her dad. Her dad was probably a good guy, minus the
I mean,
killing
he
himself.
looked yeah. I mean, he looked really pissed at the end there.
Yeah, well, he was the entity.
I mean, I know. Just,
So after that shot with the pool in the blood, uh we got to celebrate Paul. Paul finally smashes. He finally gets the girl. Um
At this
and
point, I've been like,
they both
no.
look so into it too.
yeah, I mean she looks more into it than she did with Greg.
Yeah.
So there's definitely more, not as much when like so when she was hooking up with Hugh Jeff, she was really into it. Hooking up with Greg, not into it. Hooking up with Paul, somewhere she split the difference. Somewhere in
Yeah.
between there.
She probably wasn't into it with the boat guys, I would say.
I don't think that happened. Um, so then the scene cuts to Paul just going out to 8 miles somewhere or out past
Yeah.
8 miles, hooking up with a hooker, I assume, right?
Oh, so wait. So we assume that he hooks up with hookers, but she didn't hook up with the dudes on the boat?
Yeah, probably.
He doesn't want to think that way.
He had like his winter hat on and he's like rolling through the hood. Like, which one of these which one of these lucky hoes you gonna get a taste of the Paul?
No
I like
boy.
this. I like this abandoned hospital.
He's
So
all confident now.
that is also left up to the viewer's discretion. Did Paul hook up with a hooker? He was down there looking. Uh I don't know. I don't know what Paul did. But then it goes from there back to the hospital again. A lot of hospital scenes.
A lot of hospital scenes.
Now they're visiting Yara after Paul capped her ass. And Yara uh she's reading from The Idiot still, but she reads this line and it's towards the end of the movie. It kind of wraps everything up. So I'll end it with what she says. She reads from her clamshell reader. The most terrible agony may not be in the wounds themselves, but in knowing for certain that within an hour, then within 10 minutes, then within half a minute, and now at this very instant, your soul will leave your body and you will no longer be a person. It's kind of a cool way to end that movie because it's talking about people getting older and dying
Yeah.
as they're getting older. Then the final scene, uh, it's Paul and Jay walking in the neighborhood holding hands, and you see something walking behind them. It's not verified whether or not that's the entity or not, but it could be.
Yeah.
Well, as I was watching it, um, and I was able to kind of zoom in on it, like whoever's walking is like looking is like going like this and looking different directions.
Uh,
And that's not typically what the entity does. The entity just
Go straight.
hones in. Yeah. So
Um, and that's it. Then the movie cuts, and then Disaster Piece kicks back in with that title screen music.
yeah,
Oh, it's so good. I will put that soundtrack on and just listen to it sometimes.
it's really good.
It's
It's
very
really
good.
good.
Last
You
year he released an uncut deluxe version of it, and it's got like some of the songs like have beats, which is kind of cool. So, I put that on, I just drive around.
it's very good. If that ever comes out in the theaters again, I highly recommend. Or if you have a chance to watch it in surround sound, it's it heightens that movie up so much for sure.
His yeah, man. His soundtrack, it makes that movie. Micah Monroe makes that movie. I don't think that movie would be what it is without her. The whole cast really. I
Yeah.
think everyone in that cast was perfect in the group of friends.
Yep.
Jeff Hugh could have been anybody. The parents could have been anybody. But as far as Micah's character, Jay, Kelly with Lily Seppi, Paul, Greg, Yara, they worked so well together. I actually
Yeah.
cared
And
about the people in this movie.
for sure. Like there was nobody that you sat there and you just go, oh, I don't like this character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you
Um,
don't like Paul for some reason.
yeah, I was just going to say you didn't like Paul.
I don't like Paul. I don't know.
Something
There's
about that
something
kid.
I don't know. Well, like at the end when they're holding hands, like that was very awkward. Yeah, that was not good. Um, but I don't know, man. It's the movie's an hour and 40 minutes. And I guess you would call it a slow burn, but at the same time it's not. And I think it moves at a really good pace.
I
Um,
think so too.
yeah,
There's no maybe it's because I love the movie so much. There's no time where I'm like I'm bored with this,
yeah,
or any kind of lull for me. Um, it- I made a list that I wanted to go over and make sure that I hit all of the its I wanted to talk about. We talked about them when we just did this, but I got a list of about 12 entities, and I want to make sure that I got them all. And then I did a rest in peace list.
okay.
I didn't notice, and I meant to look for product placement. Did you look for that this time?
I looked. They used off-brand sodas.
Oh, did they?
That's all I saw. Yep,
Nothing else.
nothing else.
All right.
And I saw so I counted 14 entities,
Okay. So
14 different ones.
let's compare our list.
Maybe 15. My 15 has a question mark.
So I like the one at the if I didn't know for sure, like the one at the diner, I didn't count it.
That one is absolutely an entity.
You think
That's
so?
an entity.
So that's on
So,
your
oh
list.
yes, that's on my list.
All right. So who's your first one? The first one I have is Mrs. Redmond. That's Jeff's mom. Or yeah, Jeff. Hugh.
That's not the first one I had.
Well, who's the first one you had?
First one I have is at the very beginning of the movie.
but you don't know who it is.
So it's the entity for sure.
Okay,
She's
so
running.
yeah, but what did you just leave your list blank at that spot?
Listen, did she get killed? It was
It,
one of the deaths.
it is one of the deaths, but you don't know. Okay, so the Annie
One.
killer. We'll call number one Annie killer
All right, number one. Number two, girl in the yellow dress.
that you don't
It's
see.
so her.
All right, girl in the yellow dress.
She's there.
That
She's
doesn't
there. So
listen, just because we can't see her doesn't mean she's not there.
Your list is definitely going to be longer than mine. Okay, so then Mrs. Redmond, right?
Yes.
Okay, then the old maid.
Yep.
Then, well, you didn't list the one at the
The
diner.
one at the diner.
Girl in the kitchen, played
Girl in
by
the kitchen.
Alexis Spradlin. The tall man.
Oh man.
Do you have your list there, or are you just repeating what I say?
Yeah. No, I have the girl. I have the girl at the high school.
All right, I'm getting there.
Oh,
Yep,
all right.
girl at the high school's next.
Yeah,
Then,
I know.
then the Yara, then the Peeper Kid.
Now, in fairness, I said the peeper kid, even though he turned into the tall man first.
What do
oh,
you
So
mean?
so like one.
if you look out the window, he becomes the tall man first.
I thought I saw the tall man there.
Yeah, he becomes the tall man first
At the beach house?
at the beach house. Yep,
Hmm. Yeah, I
I
thought I
gotta.
saw the
it's
tall man at that part.
it's in the window.
I'm gonna have to watch it again because I missed it.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I wonder if that's a continuity error, and I wonder if maybe they changed it. You know what I mean? Like that was where maybe where we were supposed to see him for the first time or whatever. But yeah,
Either that or maybe they're showing that it can change.
can change. Yeah, on a whim. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it just got shot, so it could be like malfunctioning.
true. But yeah, it definitely the tall man. You can see it a little. It's like really quick. It's through that window.
Okay. Um, then
I didn't
Peeper
count
Kid,
that.
then Annie,
Yep.
then Greg and his long johns,
Yep.
Mrs. Hannigan, Greg's mom, uh, then Jay's grandpa on the roof with his balls and dong swinging,
Yep.
balls and dong,
And then the dad, right?
then Jay's dad.
Yep.
All
And
right,
then my 15th with the question mark was the guy at the end.
that's looking all around. Does
Yeah,
he
I
have
don't. Yeah,
does he have a leg brace on?
that's a good question, dude. You're making fun of me, but you'll see. You're like, oh my god.
Why would
I know I saw leg brace. I just didn't see it on all of them. Like I don't remember seeing it on all of them, but I did
I
see
remember.
braces on them.
I remember distinctly seeing one on the old maid, seeing it on her dad, and seeing it on Yara.
oh, I gotta go back. I
Yeah.
gotta know. So rest in peace list. We have the rest in peace, the victims that we've seen. We have Annie, played by Bailey Spry.
Is this a new addition?
No, it's just there's only two.
All right.
So,
I like the rest in peace list though. That's kind of cool.
well, I saw, I heard it on another podcast. They do
Oh
like
yeah,
an in memoriam, and they like do like this music and everything, and it's actually really cool.
that's pretty funny.
Uh, I'm not going to do that kind of editing, but I do like the idea of you know, acknowledging the people that gave their lives.
For our
For
entertainment.
for art.
Yes. So the first one, Annie, played by Bailey Spry, um, died by broken leg,
Neck.
something. Yeah, who
Just
knows?
yeah, it's just all pushed together.
looked like her one foot was just taken off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't look good for her.
no.
No.
And then Greg Hannigan, who was played by Daniel Zavato, I thought he did a really good job. His character died by getting a
It's
Grinded on. But
little bit of bump and grind from his mom.
that, yeah, poor guy.
Yuck.
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
this movie, like after watching it and us talking about it and stuff, it's like the horror version of Kids. Larry Clark could have totally came in here and, you know,
Kind of. It kind of
it's
is.
kind of like the movie Kids.
Like, oh, what are we gonna do about this whole AIDS thing?
Yeah, I mean that one, the monster was
Ollie.
um what? Telly,
Kelly.
yeah, Telly, yeah, he was
Kelly.
the monster going and passing that around. This one, it was what Hugh.
So, another movie I like your analogy. The kids analogy is actually pretty spot on. Another movie that kind of took this premise was Smile.
Oh yeah,
Um, but Smile is nothing compared to this movie. I mean, I like Smile. There were a lot of things I liked about it. I even like their like promo, how they would go to like baseball games, just sit in there and
that was
smile.
eerie. Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
That was awesome.
They just hired a
That
bunch of
was awesome.
actors to just go sit and smile.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
That was great.
but that movie lacks so much of what this movie does. It pales in comparison to this movie. Well, I'm not going to shit on that movie. Maybe we'll end up doing that movie eventually, but just the way this movie was written, everything fell into place so perfectly. The hidden details of the things on the TV, in the clamshell, the things that she's reading, everything fits. Even like the things that you don't pay attention to, everything has a place in this movie. Uh,
Mhm.
we got to rate it. I, you guys got to go because I'm gonna have a hard time not giving this a 10 out of 10. God, I'm trying to think of what other movies I've rated and the other scores I've given them. Go ahead, Mike. What do you think?
Oh, I'll give it an 8.
8 out of 10.
I'll give it I'll give it 8.3
All right, we're 3. Where's the three
because
from?
it reminds me of the 80s. So I went somewhere I went with 83.
All right.
8.3. Um there's a couple plot holes in it. Um the I don't necessarily need more kills. I don't need that necessarily. Um,
You just didn't like Paul.
Paul was just I don't know. The dynamic between her and Paul, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel any chemistry there. And so for them ending up together might actually work for the movie because it is so awkward. So maybe that's why it's good. Uh, but he just always was very weird. It was always about Paul. Like he just didn't seem to really care. Like he didn't fit with everybody else. Everybody else seemed to genuinely care uh, for her and what was going on.
Mhm.
Paul was just trying to get it in.
So to that point, uh, Kelly, the girl who played Kelly, she did a really good job acting concerned. She like even as a background character, you would watch her face and watch how she would react towards the things happening.
Yeah.
It seemed like she genuinely cared for Jay's character.
Hmm. Yeah.
Those two together, I think they played really well. I love Yara's character. I like how quirky she is. Uh, she seems like she would be a fun part of the group.
Hmm.
Uh, but the two, Micah Monroe and Lily together, I thought they worked really well together.
Yeah,
Paul was just
I would have liked more Greg. I really did like. I like the Greg character, honestly.
yeah, he was a good character. Being older, he still fit in with them.
Yep.
It seemed like, and he cared enough to kick that girl out of his car and go.
Yeah. Go run to
Yeah.
their aid and lose everything while he's doing it.
Yeah. So where are you at, Stevie? What's your rating?
Don't get mad, but I'm gonna give it a 6.
Six flat?
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
give it a 6. I mean, love I love the way it looks. I love the eeriness in it. The sound, the music and it's fantastic. But I I get a weird sci-fi type vibe from this movie,
Hmm.
and it's hard for me to really dive into it with that, you know? Like you said at the beginning, the whole STD thing just really threw me off. And even watching it now, I'm still getting it because like you're wanting to give Micah's character, Jay, compassion. And I'm just like, she's a dirty girl. No, die.
He
All
brought
you
this
guys
on
want to do
herself.
is run around like a bunch of bunny rabbits and hump and pass this thing along like like a sexually transmitted disease to where there's nothing that I kind of, other than them hanging out and like you were like pointing out, like swimming and being in neighborhood together and stuff, that stuff I relate to, but the what the whole premise of the movie's about, I didn't like couldn't really relate to it a whole lot.
That's what you get for being a hoe.
Right.
Should have kept your ass at home.
What is
Played,
what are the rules of a horror film?
you
You
don't
never
have
say I'll be
sex.
right back. You don't have sex. They needed to die.
That yeah. Well, that's that's how it
Did
goes.
all of those things.
Uh, well,
What is it, Matt? 11? 12?
Stevie gave 10 to his favorite movie of all time, Nightmare on Elm Street, so he
Oh
can do it.
gosh. I knew that was going to come up here.
Stevie, what did you give Texas Chainsaw?
I think I gave it like a 9. It was up there. I didn't give perfect because you guys, explain that to me, and I can't go with like my this movie means so much to me. There's the flaws in the movie and stuff, and there are
We'll have to
some
go back.
flaws in this movie.
I
There
feel
are.
like you probably gave it a 10.
No, I gave it less than 10 because you guys pointed that out to me, and that made sense about there are flaws, so it can't make it a 10. Like I said in this, there's flaws. Like there's a shot where you can actually see the camera in this movie in like the mirror or whatever, the reflection in her room.
Man,
So
he's
there are flaws in this movie. So
You should have brought that up when we were talking about it.
yeah, look at this guy. He's holding out.
oh
What else are you holding out on?
that was it. That was it.
See, he's
Uh,
just watching all the flaws. He goes a 6 because her purse closed. I love it.
I brought that up though. I didn't leave that one out.
You did. You brought that one up. Matt wants to give this a 10 so bad, and it's
I know he
doing.
does. I see it.
hey,
He wants to give it 11 or 12. That's what I was saying. Like he wants to go over 10 for this one.
there are there are two movies that I'll give tens to.
I
We haven't talked about one of them.
yeah,
What did I give Pet Cemetery?
I don't remember.
I had to go high with Pet Cemetery.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would say you probably gave it like an 8 or something like that.
No.
You're
Really?
so strict with these. Yeah, because you're, like I said, you're the one that
I
said
know, I
there's
know, I know.
flaws and you point it
Yeah.
all out. So I would almost, I, I, I wouldn't be shocked if you gave it an 8.
Ugh.
I'm always the lenient one with it, and I really think I gave Texas Chainsaw a 9,
you might have.
and I thought you guys were gonna pick on me for it.
Fuck, dude, I don't know. Because you could see the camera in the TV.
What?
What's that?
What'd you just say?
I said because you can see the camera in the TV. Uh, I got to knock a little bit of
And
points
what
off of
about
that.
the continuity stuff with the backpack?
I don't care. I don't care.
What about her arm brace? That's more continuity mess up.
What about it?
Her cast. 1 minute it's hard, like rig your broken arm, and all of a sudden it's like just taped up cast, and it's back to a hard cast again.
Why did you bring
Continuity.
that up during this fucking
Continuity.
podcast? We
Cause
just talked about this movie for two hours.
I'm not gonna you dude, you worked hard on this. I was
No,
not
but you got to bring
Yeah,
these things up.
I don't want to jump in and like this
yeah.
was your thing here. I wasn't gonna jump in and like
You
interrupt
got
it.
to do it. You got to. That's you're
Speaking of
supposed.
that, before you give your thing, I read on this thing called Dread Central that somebody actually figured out how far the entity walked. And they said the entity walked like 1,017 miles in the span of this movie.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
That's yeah. Michael didn't walk no thousand something
Now,
miles to get.
No, he just went. He walked to fucking California in H2O.
did he walk though?
He stole that car.
He learned
Uh,
how to drive. He learned how to drive. Don't you remember?
Yep.
gosh, I've been so strict with these ratings. I gotta go. I want to give it a 10 out of 10,
Do it.
but I feel like if Pet Cemetery didn't get a 10 out of 10,
You don't know that. I don't
No, I
remember.
know for a fact you didn't give it a 10 because you guys both told me no movie's a full 10.
I'm going 9.5.
9.5. Right on.
9.5. It's one of my favorite films. Rewatching this, I haven't watched it for a while, a couple months. Re Rewatching it, it's like, God, I love this movie.
I haven't watched it in a while, couple months.
You know how we are. Like, I'll put it on, fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nine
It sucks you in. It sucks you in. And
9.5.
yeah,
I going and visiting the filming locations was like magical. And
Oh, I
I had
bet
so much
that
fun. Like
helps you out a lot, I'm sure.
it's so cool to be in that neighborhood and just be like, yo, this is where figuratively where I grew up.
yeah,
And this school reminds me of my high school.
yeah,
All it was I don't know, it was cool.
That's
Anyway,
cool.
this is a long podcast. I
yeah.
apologize, but I had to I had to do this one.
He
I
was
needed the
super
motivation.
stoked.
Yeah. And it's we've had such a lull. We're supposed to do the creature. Um
We were. Yeah.
and we're still going to. We want to do it the right way.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it in Mike's dad's garage,
Yep.
where was one of his favorite places. And I think we all want to do it together
Yeah.
when Mike comes in. So that's going to be on hold until we can make that happen. Things have
Sure.
just been so crazy. Like when you came in, it was like, oh, we got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. It just so much shit on your plate. But we'll get around to that.
Yep.
I will be really surprised if anybody makes it all the way. Even like Zach. I don't. Zach's not making it through this. Timmy's
I,
not making it through this.
I don't know. Zach and Phil might make it through it because like I know Phil will. Phil will listen to it. He'll listen in portions because he listens to it in his truck going to work and stuff. And he's been traveling for work. So he'll listen to it. It just might be in portions. I think Zach would too, but it's going to be broken up. Timmy, no. Timmy won't watch it. I don't even know. For all I know, Timmy has never watched one full one. I know he watches some of them because he always like talks to me about it, but yeah, I don't know.
What time do we start? 8:30?
Something like that.
Yeah,
You know.
It,
8:30-ish. Yeah,
it's 11 o'clock right now.
yeah.
I tried listening to a podcast and It Follows podcast today. And I sent you guys a text. I was on my way
Yeah.
Yeah.
home from work. Holy shit. It was I couldn't even get into it. The the podcast it it wrote me in because it said It Follows. And like I don't even know what the girl's podcast was called. Something about like uh movies against capitalism or something. I don't know. I'm like I don't
Really?
really care about your political ideas. I just want to hear about It Follows. So I click on this podcast, thinking that she's going to talk about It Follows. And the first 10 minutes was her shitting on Mike's girl, Sydney Sweeney, about a American Eagle ad or something. And it's like, oh my God, just
Yeah,
shut the fuck up and talk about the movie.
it's as bad as
Yeah.
Fat Mike and his politics and punk in the punk scene there for a while
Like
there.
I can't. So like I got 10 minutes into this thing and she didn't bring up It Follows once. It was just her bitching about Sydney Sweeney. And it's like up next.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. What am I doing? What are we trying to? I'm trying to listen to something that's enjoyable,
To
not to
get away from this crap because you hear
fucking
so much
complain.
about it.
Ugh. Hate your
Nope.
politics. I hate your problems. I hate the way you smell. One, two, three.
1, 2, 3. All
That's the
right.
screeching weasel reference, Mike.
All
Yeah.
right.
Mike's ready for bed.
He looks at,
I'm
yeah.
tired.
Yeah. You look at, right
Thanks.
on. I'm going to go downstairs and get in trouble because I think Brady wanted to watch that Bone Temple tonight. I'm like, I don't think we're going to get to because Matt has like eight and a
Well,
half pages of stuff.
maybe you could show her the boner temple.
Yeah, I did show her the 28, what was that, 28 dongs later.
Oh, that movie. What? That was weird too.
28 tongues later.
Why do they keep showing this guy's dick? Anyway.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you guys. If you made it this far, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me do It Follows. You're never gonna let me do Phantasm.
Well, yeah, we will, but we might have to do it in two parts.
We might have to do two-part Phantasm.
I think we should do all five Phantasm movies in a row.
Oh, jeez.
You
Oh,
know,
jeez.
but I also think we should do that with the Friday the 13th.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well, we already did one.
we did. We'll just do two through the rest of them.
There you go.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
It
Yeah.
was good to be back. Good to be
Yeah.
back. We need to do this
Bye-bye.
again soon.
Bye.